Welcome to a new video which is about absolute value inequalities. There is a property about the subject and we will take a look at that property and we will solve one question related to that property, and at the end I will solve two challenging questions about the subject. If this is your first time here and if you want to support this channel, do not forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notifications to be aware of the upcoming videos. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. If you look at our property here, it says suppose that a is greater than or equal to 0, and in this case if we have in the absolute value f of x and that is less than or equal to a, then just we can put that expression f of x between negative a and positive a. If our value f of x in the absolute value is greater than or equal to a, and in that case we have two conditions: either our f of x is greater than or equal to a, or our f of x is less than or equal to negative a. Related to this property, actually we have a question and it says find the solution set of the in the absolute value x minus 2 and that is less than 8, and in this case we will find the solution and plot the solution on the number line. If we have a less than symbol here, that is related to the first case, guys. As you can see, it looks like the first case and that is the first case actually. And just get rid of the absolute value and just put x minus 2, okay, whichever is inside, and then put on the right positive 8 and put on the left negative 8. That symbol comes to both sides because here I have x minus 2, okay, so if I add all sides a positive 2, okay, add all sides a positive 2, and then it's going to be negative 8 plus 2, it's going to be negative 6 less than x minus 2 plus 2. Those two, they are gone, so x is left over, and on the right we have 10, guys. So we found that x is between negative 6 and 10. How we can plot that solution? This one is not straight, but suppose that is straight. So there is negative 6 here and there is, let's say, positive 10 here, and because there is no equal symbol and do not fill inside of the circles, this is the solution, guys. And we can also show this as negative 6 and positive 10 in the open intervals. And let's continue with the next question. Okay, guys, we have another question and it says find the solution set of x in the absolute value for x minus 8 and that is greater than or equal to 20, and in this case find the solution and plot it on the number line. Here, as you can see, this question looks like the second case that we have here, right? Because there is greater than or equal to, or greater is the same thing. The same rule applies. So we have two situations in this case. In the first case, let me write the first case here. Either we have 4x minus 8 and that is greater than or equal to 20, okay, or in the second case we have 4x minus 8 that is less than or equal to negative 20. And let's take a look at the first case here. Just send this negative 8 to the right, okay. For the people who are not familiar with what I said here, I recommend you to take a look at one of my previous videos about shortcuts in calculations. Anyway, that's another story. So once you do it, you're gonna have 4x is greater than or equal to, here it was negative 8 and now it's going to be positive 8, so it's going to be 28, guys. And you need to leave x alone. How? Just divide both sides by the number that is in front of x, and that is 4, so these are gone, x is alone, so x is greater than 7, guys. And this is our first case. And let's take a look at the next case. So here again do the same thing, send negative 8 to the right, and it's going to be 4x is less than or equal to negative 20 minus 8, and it's going to be 4x is less than or equal to negative 28. No, it's going to be positive, guys. Here it's plus. Why here it was negative 8? No, it's going to be positive 8. So negative 20 plus 8 is going to be negative 12, guys. And here you need to leave x alone. How? Divide both sides by the number that is in front of x, and that is 4, guys. So these are gone, and if this is the case, x is less than or equal to negative 3, guys. So we have two situations. Either we have x which is less than 3, less than or equal to 3, and in the second case x has to be greater than or equal to 7. So suppose that this is our number line and negative 3 is here, okay, negative 3, and positive 7 is here, and in the first case we found out that x has to be greater than or equal to positive 7 because there is an equal symbol on the 7, so just fill this part, x goes this way. And on the negative 3 side there is also equal symbol here, okay, that is equal symbol, so just fill this circle and go to the left, and that is also x, guys. This is x and this is x as well. So this is the solution on the number line for the x. And let's take a look at our last question in this video. Okay guys, this is our last question in this video, and it says suppose that x is a real number and y is an integer. Okay, we need to know those symbols, what they are. And if you have problems, I recommend you to take a look at one of the previous videos about properties of real numbers. And in those cases, if the absolute value of x is less than or equal to 4, then what is the sum of y values where we have this? Let me write the absolute value inequality first. We have absolute value of x, and that is less than or equal to 4, guys. We know that that situation looks like the first case that we have here, okay? In such inequalities, you need to decide in which one of these situations our question fits. After deciding this, and then we will take a look at the solution, guys. In our case, the situation is the first case. That means x is somewhere, okay, between positive 4 and the negative 4. So this is what we have. And by considering this and considering this fact, we will take a look at the y values. Here we can take a look at what is 2x, and that will be, I think, faster. So just send this 3y to the right, and it's going to be 2x is 1 minus 3y, guys. Here we have 2x, right? But we have x here. So just obtain 2x. How? Multiply both sides by 2. And once you do it, we're going to have negative 8. That is less than or equal to 2x. And that is less than or equal to 8, guys. This is positive 2x. So we know that 2x is between negative 8 and positive 8, and there is equal signs. And because we have 2x as this, so I'm going to just plug that in here. And once you do it, we're going to have negative 8, and that is less than or equal to, instead of 2x, I'm going to write 1 minus 3y, guys. That is less than or equal to 8, guys. And here we're going to obtain y. Subtract 1 from all sides. Once you do it, you're going to have negative 9, and that is less than or equal to this negative 1, and that positive 1 is going to be going away. So it's going to be negative 3y, and that is less than 7, guys. And divide all sides by negative 3. Divided by 3, divided by negative 3, divided by negative 3. And once you do it, let me continue here. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is positive 3, guys. Because we are dividing all sides by a negative number, and then I'm going to change the way of this sign. It was less than or equal to, and now it's going to be greater than or equal to. Negative 3y divided by negative 3, these negative 3's are gone, so y is left over. And again, the same thing, because I divide the number by a negative number, then I'm going to change this sign as well. It's going to be greater than or equal to. And 7 divided by negative 3, guys. So we are just asked to find the sum of the y values. Let me write it again here. Y is here, and that is less than 3 and less than or equal to, and that is greater than or equal to 7 divided by 3. Just let me write it here. If you divide 7 by 3, if it would be 6 by 3, it's going to be negative 2, right? So it's going to be negative 2 points, because it is 7, it is 3, 3, 3, it goes to infinity, okay? There's a repetition here. So which y values we have as integers between those two intervals? There is negative 2.3, okay, y, and there is 3. So y can be negative 2, y can be negative 1, y can be 0, y can be positive 1, positive 2, and positive 3. These are the integer values that y can take, guys. And we are asked to find the sum of those values. If you add them up, negative 2 is gone with that positive 2, negative 1 is gone with that plus 1, 0 is 0, so 3 is left over. If you sum all of those values, that means the result is 3, guys. The sum of y integer values is 3, and that is the result of that question. And that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the upcoming videos.